Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel again. We're not really that many in the channel, but well, this is a work in progress and something that I really want to do just for the sake of doing it and put it out in the world. So today in the video, we're talking about what things did I learn as a gay man during my 20s. Maybe you may know, now I'm 30, turned 31 last year, in October last year. So it's approaching my 31, 31st birthday. And I just want to share with you uh, what things I learned during my 20s, who been really rough because most of you probably know that um, for everyone, for anyone, the 20s are really a decade where I felt that it was a lot of trying to find who I was, which I'm still doing, of course. But back then, it was, in my case, was trying to find who I was um, by being really wounded, I will say, by being still re-traumatizing myself or putting myself in navigating life from a space of pain, from a space of guilt and shame. And that is why I'm starting with these videos. Try many times, trying to go through the fashion to try to express myself and think and feel if that was at the time make me feel better, but it didn't. So now I'm just really trying to heal all that shame and guilt that I've been carrying for so many years. Mm, I have a couple of videos in Spanish about how is my life a little bit, some like Q&A, but I never really went in really deeply into speaking about my biggest challenges. And as I did in my previous video about how I was growing up black and gay in Spain, I always had this huge um, contrast inside of myself between my masculine part and my feminine part. And I think in my 20s, it just sort of like explode, explode more than explode. I was when I was growing up, I was really ashamed of myself, and mostly I always connect with my sexuality, or because that was not sensuality, it was mm, completely sex encounters. I connect with my sexuality in a really rough way, with a lot of baggage of who I supposed to be and how I should present myself. And when I moved to Barcelona when I was 24th, I had no experience in healthy relationships with others, but at the first place with myself. I had no clue about what it meant to be healthy and love myself. And that is something that I can tell now that I'm 30, looking back, because now I'm really working, healing all that. But at the time, I didn't even knew I was so unhealthy and so unloved with myself. So wherever I went, whatever I did at the time, either meeting people or either working, my work environment, it was really connected with my wounding. and not even knew, like I didn't even knew who I was. So all the things that I did were based on a belief that I had of who I should be at the time. So it was really rough. It really was really messed up. And what I didn't see at the time was it was all me. I was living in the same reality, not in the same reality, but I was living in the same city as millions of people. I was the same age as many other gay guys, and still managed to really to create scenarios that were not comfortable for my soul, my mind, my journey. And it took me a while. It took me a while to see that I was my own creator. I was to be accountable of what was happening to me instead of blaming or shaming other people. But that was also part of a process of creating my own reality and being feeling worthy enough to be my own hero. And what I say to my fiance, David, being for the first time of my life, slowly, because it's taken me many years, for the first time of my life, being the main character of my own life. And maybe it may resonate with you or not, but that is for me what I'm realizing I'm doing. I went from many different phases: shame, guilt in my family, my environment, anyone but me. And now what I'm doing is loving myself and holding a space with whatever process is happening. And in relations with being the main character of my own life, is because it may happen to you. Maybe you know someone that had similar experience to growing up in a environment, in a family where even though it's a loving space, I didn't grow up in abuse. I didn't grow up surrounded by an alcoholic mother or someone who had abused me emotionally or physically in horrific ways. I grew up feeling that I was taking, that I should consider myself after considering my needs after the needs of my parents. And that itself, it can be challenging because many things can happen, but probably if you are one of those people who understood that in a subconscious way, but growing up, it's most likely that you put anyone else before you, and not only your family, but also probably friends. If you have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, you already probably did that, and no one is gonna, not no one, but it's not really, if you don't really know your own boundaries, and if you don't feel that you are the main character of your own life, it's hard that anyone else is going to tell you, because that is something that has to grow within you. And in case it's growing up within me, and it's emotional, it's a process that I never thought that I would sort of realize and to arrive where I am now. I had to party. I'll have to have horrific encounters with people who clearly didn't see me didn't respect me because I wasn't seeing myself or respecting myself. So what I feel is 100% a must if you are going through any of these processes is to really start taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself emotionally, physically, because I know what is not doing that. So I hope I can bring a little bit of light in your life. That will make me really, really happy. And I will share more of my stories if that makes you see that it's possible to know that things are going to get better from an example of someone was who didn't have my shit together for many, many years. And I hope you like this video. I love if you could like save it, press like, share it maybe with someone who's really, really close to you, or just have it in your, in a video of a list with, other nice people you feel connected to. And for me, that is a huge, huge blessing. And this is all a process of healing, a process of growing up, and a process of sharing. Because for me, when I was 20, 19, 21, 22, 25, seeing people's of videos in YouTube will really save my life, save, give me hope that a better life or a better environment was possible. So it is possible. Things are going to get much, much better, but everything starts with you. Everything starts with us, with me in this case. Starts with allowing a space for a healing process. You don't have to tell anyone. You don't have to, scream to everyone. You just hold a beautiful, beautiful sacred space for you to allow yourself to grow in who you really are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be as your parents want it to be, as your friends, co-workers, expect to be. And I'm telling you, I'm a Libra, okay? And we like to please people. I like to found I like to find validation in others. I'm still working on that. I like to please, I like to be liked, I like to be seen and valued. And I see every day more and more that has to come within. So big, big kiss. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope you see you soon. I love you a lot.